Welcome back. In this tutorial we are going to cover the erase command. So all of these commands that are listed on the screen currently are what we call modify tools, and I like to cover the modify tools first because it makes it easier to work with geometry when you're creating it if you know how to modify it. It's a lot less frustrating to do modifications, to learn modifications before you learn how to create geometry. So this video is going to be these group of modify tools are going to be broken down into individual videos to make it easier to find. If you're having trouble with a command, you can go back to that video. This drawing is called Modify Practice, and I will post a link in the description. If you are just working along, the file will be located on GrabCAD. If you are a student of mine, either at College of Lake County or at Lake Zurich High School, the file will be in your online learning portal, which would be Canvas. So with that said, what I want to do is start looking at my modify tools, which we're going to cover erase. So I'm going to move my cursor in the general vicinity of the erase box up here, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to pan down until it's the size that I like. Now what I would recommend you do is enter the erase command, which is shown as this eraser up here, and it says remove objects from a drawing. Makes sense, gives you a preview. It shows you a conference table. Of course, when I move my mouse over it, the preview goes away, but it shows a conference table in that middle room, and then a wall, and we erase the wall, the door, and the table and chairs, as you can see on the right hand side of the flyout. So we click erase, and it's asking select objects. Now this right here in the dialog box is very important because AutoCAD is going to tell you what it wants you to do. So right now what it's looking to do is prompting you to select the objects that you want to remove from your drawing. So there are, again, several ways we can select geometries. We learned this in prior videos. The first way is to simply click on an individual piece of geometry. Now if I want to get rid of a bunch of these, I can hit escape. I can hit the enter or the space bar keys, and that will get me into my previous command. Or I can go to erase, or I can hit E and then enter. You can see that E is the keyboard shortcut. I will say, in full disclosure, I've been using AutoCAD since 1991. I am an old school keyboard user. That's just how I do AutoCAD. I did AutoCAD every day professionally for 14 years in industry before I became a teacher, and that's just how I did it. So however you are comfortable, please use that method. So E for erase, and remember, if I click and let go and move from left to right, I get a regular window, only objects that are wholly inside. I can also pick that window with nothing in it or hit escape one time. That will get me out of that prompt. And then if I move from right to left, I can get a crossing window, which is anything that window crosses. Again, I can use a CP for a crossing polygon, and that will give me multiple ways to pick. So if I want to get rid of, say, this geometry, I hit enter to confirm my selection, enter one more time, and now that geometry is gone. One other important thing to cover is undo and redo. I have undo and redo, but redo only redoes one undo. It does not redo multiple undos, so something to keep in mind. Now I can undo that. I can erase. I can tell it I want a WP for a window polygon, and now I can click my points, move my mouse around the objects that I want to get rid of, and then hit enter twice. So for this assignment, what I would like my students to do is to get rid of some or all, preferably at least half, so that it's easier for me to see of these geometries. So if you gave me this, for example, that's perfect, and you can feel free to move on to copy, which will be our next video. Thank you, and I'll see you in copy.